Welcome to my YouTube channel. Children, I'm discussing CBSE class 12th board practical series, that is a lab practical series. I'm discussing the theory of astronomical analysis in this video. So let us go ahead to discuss the basics, how to proceed with acid radical analysis. Now, we already know acid radicals are the anions present in salt, and these are called so by because they are obtained from acid. Like, for example, chloride ion is an acid radical. Why? Because it is obtained from HCl. Sulfate is an acid radical because it's obtained from sulfuric acid. So these are called acid radicals. Now, all the acid radicals have been divided into three groups. Acid radicals have been divided into three groups: the dilute sulfuric acid group, the concentrated sulfuric acid group, and the independent group. Dilute sulfuric acid group, some examples: carbonate ion, sulfide ion. Remember, please remember the names. The names of these. Okay, sulfide. This is sulfide ion. This is nitrite ion, Te. Please remember the formula and the name. And this is sulfite ion. So these are some of the examples of dilute sulfuric acid radicals. The chloride, bromide, iodide, nitrate, and acetate. And acetate radicals under the concentrated acid group. And then we have independent radicals. We have sulfate and phosphate. These are the two main groups that we discuss for CBSE boards. Right? The common ions that are discussed in every lab. Now, how to proceed with it? Please remember the first very important part here is you will take the salt. Salt. When we were doing basic radical analysis, we also started with OS. OS is original solution, that is salt plus water. Now, this analysis we are going to start with salt, no water. To the salt, to a pinch of salt, add dilute sulfuric acid. Add dilute sulfuric acid. Uh, Look for an observation, look for a change. So you have tables where all the observations are mentioned. So look for observation. If there's a brisk effervescence, it indicates chloride ion. If it's rotten smell, sulfide ion. Then black PPT that shows nitrite and pungent smelling gas, that is sulfide ion. Okay, so these are some observations for dilute sulfuric acid group. In case no change is observed, no change is observed with dilute sulfuric acid, you will discard the solution again in a fresh test tube. Take salt, add concentrated sulfuric acid this time, and again look for change. Right? You even warm slightly if you do not get the change as such. So, what changes you observe if you get uh, smelling gas, again HCl, right? Colorless gas, it will be chloride ion. If you get a reddish brown gas, which is going to be due to bromine, liberation of bromine, it will be indicating bromide. Then vapors of violet colored vapors of I2, that indicates iodide. And on adding paper pellets or copper turnings, liberation of reddish brown gas, that is NO2, indicates presence of nitrate ion, and vinegar-like smell indicates presence of acetate. Now here I would like to explain one very important point. When, let us say you have a chloride salt, let us say you have a metal chloride, you have a chloride salt, okay? To this chloride, when you're going to add concentrated sulfuric acid, you are going to get formation of HCl, which is what we observe in the form of a colorless gas, right? HCl is formed. Now, if instead of a metal chloride, you had a metal bromide, this metal bromide with concentrated sulfuric acid will also liberate HBr, but HBr with this oxidizing acid, sulfuric acid, is going to convert to bromine. This is going to undergo oxidation to bromine. Why? Because sulfuric acid is a strong oxidizing agent, and HBr is more easily oxidizable than HCl. HCl is the least easily oxidizable. So HCl remains HCl, doesn't convert to chlorine, whereas HBr converts to Br2. You get that reddish brown gas. Okay, reddish brown colored gas is observed. Uh, Vapors are observed, right? So if you have metal iodide and concentrated sulfuric acid, then again with sulfuric acid, it's going to liberate iodine. Iodine, which is a sublime solid, observed in the form of violet colored vapor. So very important for VIVA, for J, for NEET, for all exams. In this case, when to a metal chloride you are adding concentrated sulfuric acid, it's HCl that we observe and not chlorine. Remember, chlorine gas is a yellowish green color gas, but the gas that we observe is a colorless gas. Okay, so metal chloride and concentrated sulfuric acid giving bromine. This is giving iodine. So this is reddish brown, this is iodine vapor. So this is how we differentiate between these three. That is chloride, bromide, and iodide. Okay, now the next point that I would like to again help you to focus on is regarding nitrate. Now, nitrate, when you add concentrated sulfuric acid to the nitrate salt, right? Initially, there might not be a very clear observation. So when you warm it a little, you'll find some bubble, very fine bubbling through the solution, indicating something is happening, but that's not very clear. So we need to add, children, paper pellets. Paper pellet, paper which is basically carbon cellulose. Okay, so we are basically adding carbon which is acting like a reducing agent, or we can even add copper. We can add copper turnings. Any of this, when you add, then a brisk evolution of NO2 is observed. So NO2, a reddish brown colored gas, is observed in the presence of nitrate ion. So be patient with this test. Sometimes when you add concentrated sulfuric acid directly in liberation of brown colored NO2 is not observed. Clear? You need to warm it a bit and then you need to add paper pellet or copper turning. What is the purpose of these? These act like reducing agent, helping to reduce this nitrate ion to NO2. Okay, we basically make the process faster and more visible. Okay, so once this observation is seen, we'll go ahead and proceed with the confirmatory test for nitrate ion. Now, similarly, acetate ion. Some sources keep acetate ion in the dilute acid group, and some others keep it in the concentrated acid group. Clear? With dilute sulfuric acid, very faint. When you add dilute sulfuric acid, some salts give a very faint smell of vinegar, where some salts do not give any smell. So this vinegar-like smell is more clear with concentrated sulfuric acid. So mostly acetate ion is placed under the concentrated sulfuric group. So in case on adding dilute sulfuric acid and then concentrated sulfuric acid to the salt, we get no observation. We will conclude it might be sulfate or phosphate ion. So you will directly proceed with the confirmatory test first for sulfate. You going to go for barium chloride test, and agar wo bhi negative aaye, to then you proceed for phosphate. That's how we do the analysis of acid radicals, right? Confirmatory test, whichever ion get by identification test, you're going to do two confirmatory tests for that particular acid radical, and that completes your salt analysis, right? And now I'm going to share with you how to record your practical file. I'll just give you a brief idea of how to put this in the form of an experiment in your lab manuals. So you are going to start with writing the aim to analyze the basic and acid radicals in the given salt, to analyze the acid and basic radicals in the given salt. And please remember, it's very, very important. We always record practical content in past tense. We always write in past tense, never in present tense. Why? Because we always record our observations after we have performed. Okay, so we always write took sample of the salt in a test, not take. We are not guiding somebody to do it. We've already done it and then we are recording. So remember, lab manuals should always be written in past tense. So starting with headings, your copy will already have this division: experiment, observation, and inference. So first category is going to be preliminary test. Preliminary tests are and we also call this as physical examination, preliminary test. Under this category, we just going to look at the salt and look for some observations like color, smell, etc. And these are not considered as confirmed evidences. Okay, and this just gives us an idea, a track, what all ions may be present. Okay. So preliminary test first is color. Noted the color of the salt. This is I've written for lead acetate. It's a white colored salt. So you write all the colored ions will be absent. Then smell test. Took a pinch of salt between your moistened thumb and finger. Smell, vinegar-like smell, acetate may be present. Then dry heating test. Write whatever observation you get. Like in this case, the salt like starts smelling of acetic acid, vinegar-like. So here we get vinegar-like smell, and again you can write acetate may be present. Remember, the inference is always may be present whenever we are doing preliminary examination of a salt, followed by flame test. Now, flame test we need not do for lead acetate, but in general, how do we do flame test? Platinum wire dipped in concentrated HCl, heated in a non-luminous flame. We dip a platinum wire in concentrated HCl, heat in a non-luminous flame till the flame shows no color. So basically, this is like cooling the platinum wire. Okay, so after it stops giving any color to the flame, now we're going to pick a pinch of salt in concentrated HCl on a platinum loop and again heat strongly. So in this particular case, there will be no specific color which shows copper ion, barium ion, sodium ion, calcium ion, all these may be absent. So in case any of these ions are present, then we will get specific color to the flame. Now, after this, we will proceed with identification test for acid radicals. So you will write down the dilute sulfuric acid test, then concentrated sulfuric acid test, the observations, and remember, we don't write observations in detail. You don't write in long sentences. You just write the main keywords. No change. That's all. Vinegar-like smell. Okay, and this is also not put in words, but in the form of formulas. And for identification tests, always write are absent or present. Absent or present. Now, after the initial test, we're going to do confirmatory test for acetate ion. And any to confirmatory test, we'll be doing the neutral ferric chloride test. I'll be showing these tests in the video that follows. Neutral ferric chloride test, oxalic acid test, and we can also do the ester test. So you're going to write three. You can just write any two confirmatory test with the observations, and then the acetate ion is confirmed. Clear? And then we move on to identification test for basic radicals. So on that, first the identification test, that means you'll start with to the aqueous solution or to the OS. Added dilute HCl, write PPT, lead ion is present. Right? Filter precipitate, add water, heat it, write the observation. And from here, we are going to now, since lead ion is present, so we are going to proceed with two confirmatory tests for lead, the potassium iodide test and the potassium chromate test. Supposing in this we got no precipitate, then we would have to proceed with group 2. So write for the pass H2S gas, write observation, and keep doing this till you get a particular group. Children, remember, every salt analysis for basic radicals has to begin with the written part. Even if you have guessed a salt or you've done some shortcuts to work, there are many shorter ways to assess or guess a salt. So if you've done any of the methods, whether you've done a reaction or not, but you have to report it completely in your manuals as well as in the exam. Okay, so we are going to write two confirmatory tests, and this has to be followed by the result. So you will finally write the result writing all has marks and exams, so you should not miss the result. Result means basic radical is lead ion and acid radical is acetate ion. This is how we report salt analysis. And in this particular PDF, I have also written the whys and why nots of each of these steps. So I have shown potassium iodide test, what is the chemistry involved, then in potassium chromate, what is the chemistry involved. So similarly, For every of these observations in this green color, I written the reasons which will help you for Viva questions, but this part is not to be written in your practical finds. I hope this helps, students. Please like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon, and so you get notifications for the next